Welcome back, everybody, to the second of our powerful live streams from the Vermouth Society, which is brought to you by the Campari Academy. Today we're here with Giorgio Bargiani for our second episode of the 1757 Vermouth di Torino. I think I said everything correctly.
Yeah,
right?
perfetto. Yeah. Well done.
I think we're getting better at this.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. I love having you in here. It adds an extra element of class to the place.
Ooh.
I think I need to start. You make me feel like I need to start dressing a little nicer when I present myself on camera.
Probably next time I should drink vermouth. I
Yeah.
should drink vermouth t-shirt.
So rather than me dress up, you're going to dress down.
Yeah, probably.
That's a good sign of hospitality, huh?
Very much.
It's like when there's an old story of the queen. Somebody took the water that you're meant to put your fingers in or something like that and drank it, and then everyone at the table was like, "What?" And the queen drank it as well, just because then it's okay, right?
Yeah. The queen. That's so.
So you're like royalty.
No.
For anyone that doesn't know Giorgio Bargiani, Giorgio Bargiani is the global advocate for 1757 Vermouth, and he's the assistant director of mixology for the Connaught, which is pretty special. And also, as I mentioned last time, if you did tune in, he's still currently the international bartender of the year.
As long as it lasts.
Right, as long as it lasts. If they never run International Bartender of the Year again, you can just be International Bartender of the Year forever, right? Now, I am going to make you a drink today.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we're going to make
very
one
hospitable. I must
yeah.
say.
We're going to make one together, I think. So I've brought my own ice. Which, I mean, it's my space, right?
One of your, how many shapes of ice you have here?
I have lots of different shapes. I have ice in all different shapes and sizes. I have cubed ice. I have different size of cubes, and I have tall spears. This I've never actually used these in this context before. So we're just getting into like bowls. Sphere. So isn't it cute? Now you can only fit 2 in there. You know, we're not going to try for 3. 3 might be too much.
Yeah, probably. I assume so.
But I really like these glasses. So these little glasses are gorgeous, and these ice balls, I get them from Carlos, my friend in London.
Is it
Ice Studio London?
London?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
We're not throwing it around this
too.
time. You go. Yeah. Perfect.
I know, probably.
We're gonna do it.
Ready?
You're gonna do it.
Oh!
It's so dangerous. So you're bringing flair back.
We don't need any more bolts, right?
No, we got all the balls. There's 1 and 2, and don't forget the smile. Right? Now you can take that one back. So that
Grazie.
it's very dark. Cheers.
Salute, grazie.
Salute. Oh, gorgeous. So today I think our focus was on hospitality today,
Wasn't
right?
it hairdressing?
Hairdressing?
No, hospitality.
Look at that.
You improved since last time.
I got a haircut. I did get a haircut. I left the front a little bit long. I wanted to look nicer on the camera.
But you did it for me, so it's
you make me very self-conscious.
Hospitable gesture.
Right, so today we're going to be talking about hospitality, right?
Indeed.
And how hospitality is kind of part of your whole being.
Very much.
Yeah. So how does hospitality how do you feel hospitality is best represented? Like, what is hospitality to you?
Like, being from a small city in Italy called Pisa, you might have heard about, I might have said that 20 million times in the last 5 or 6 years, but for me it's very important because it's where I discovered hospitality. Where I grew up was a blend of perfumery and retail together with restaurant and bars hospitality setting, because my family, my mom's family has been in the perfumery business since 1884, while my grandfather, so my father's family, started restaurant business since the 60, I think it was 67 or 66, something like that.
So you have a combination of a heritage of producing perfumes
Yes,
and then actual hospitality like restaurants.
correct.
That's a magic mix for
So flavors,
aromas.
scent, as much as, food flavor, food combination, food preparation, and service. But what I think link the two together is how within our family we have always been defining the places, the workplaces, as bottega. My grandmother to today will say, when I was going to the bottega and opening it, or my uncle who is running the restaurant still say, I'm going to open bottega at 5.
Okay, so they don't say I'm going to work, I'm going to the bottega.
Yeah.
And so the bottega, like, is that where your family were, they weren't just producing, like making, what am I trying to say? Your family weren't just making perfumes, they were actually selling them in a, okay, that's amazing.
But also the restaurant we defining as a bottega.
Yeah.
It's a sort of an ecosystem because, my family has spent and still spend a lot of time in there. And so as today, people very much driven as we are in our career, in our life, we invest time in what we do and what we like. My family taught me that it's important to give a lot to ourselves, to the bottega, to the place, to invest time, to research and to develop whatever it's our product in order to satisfy our guest, our customer.
Yeah, so they taught you whether it's selling
Shampoo or
yeah or
soap
actually giving
or
service, you need to put a little bit of yourself into it.
correct.
And add your personality in.
Yeah, but so let me give you more a picture of what is a bottega, so how I see a bottega. We live in the world of supermarkets, no? Or the world of Amazon. So yes, the customer experience in buying has developed even in certain setting like a big shopping mall or again through Amazon, so through an app. But now more and more who is buying is looking for something experiential, no?
Yeah.
Something that entertain. While a bottega is a place that as a core thing has this entertainment somehow. Why? Bottega, it's simply a corner store, a small shop that probably back in the days will have a bit of everything, or maybe will be specialized in something like perfumery or like pasta for my father one. And it's not just selling in order to make money. It's just selling, but to retain the clientele, you need to give a reason to these people to come back.
Yeah, something beyond just an exchange. It has to be
Money
like
for
personality.
goods,
Yeah.
So will be remember them, remember what they like. Eventually remember personal thing about them. Their son's birthday or their favorite TV show. Or so every day they will come in. They will ask for whatever they need. But while they ask, a conversation will start about life and eventually about that particular detail that we recorded, let's say, and we take it out again to make them feel special.
Yeah.
And that, it's my past. It's still my present because the restaurant at least is still there, but I think very much is my present here in London, and I think it's how the modern bar should be. A bottega, a place where you don't just go for a very good vermouth like 1757 or a Negroni or a martini cocktail in my personal case, but it's a place where you want to go because you feel special, because the people there make you feel special, and these people are called bartenders or server or managers.
That's exactly the reason I would have back in the day considered myself like, well, when I say back in the day, I mean when I was actually bartending. I would have considered myself a bartender. If someone says like, oh, what do you think of mixologist? I'd be, well, mixology is important, but bartending is about tending to the bar. And there's more in the bar than just some chairs and some bottles. There's people.
And, you know, today we hear in the Vermouth Society, you might wonder why, you know, I talk about the bottega and I talk about vermouth, but somehow I'm talking about that because the Cinzano brother, the founder of
Yeah,
the
you said last
Cinzano
time.
house, they started in a bottega. There was probably more a confectionery shop at the beginning. It didn't came out as a vermouth shop. They were trading spices. I think in the 1700s was a thing. You know, was cool. There was clarification, milk punches, Rotovap, and spices. And eventually they created their own recipe of vermouth that today we still taste it and then gave birth to eventually 1757. So at the time they were already entertaining people. They were, you know, sourcing what they needed because there weren't supermarkets, there wasn't Amazon. So these corner shop, they were these bottegas, botteghe, in Italian is botteghe, English way will be bottegas. But were already, you know, embracing what we're doing today. So personalizing the experience, the shop experience, the retail experience.
Yeah, those older style shops are great for that. There's a place just down the road from me that it's a little brown shop and it's Ye Old Sweet Shop. And you go in there and there's the same sweets you would see in a supermarket, but it's a small place. It's the same guy every time. And when my son goes in there, the guy treats him like he's very special and asks him what does he want, and it's a big deal for my son. And he's not just going in there to buy sweets, he's going in there because it's a cool shop and he likes the guy and there's a bit of personality in it. And I'm spending a little bit more on the sweets, the confectionery, because he loves that shop and it's an experience. So I get that would have been what it's like to go to a bodega, right?
But if you think for a second, no? Campari is the same Campari all over the world, you know? So as the same sweets are all over the world, but you go to certain bar where they serve you the same liquid, but giving you the extra thing that makes them feel even more special than what they already are.
Yeah, the hosting experience,
The hosting, or you know, the knowledge, the confidence they might have, the show, the entertainment, and that's kind of the same, you know.
Well, you're very well known for giving some of the best hospitality in the world. Do you have like rules? Is there an etiquette surrounding how you do things? I mean, I'm asking the question because if there's tips you can pass on to people watching would obviously benefit, and you must have things.
I like to surprise. I like to do the unexpected. I like to do something that people don't even see coming, you know? Sometimes I go a bit out of the, you know.
I'm picturing getting hit in the back of the head with a softball.
Yeah, happens, you know, especially when I throw flowers to people on the tables, and I shouldn't do that. But I think mainly what we always need to keep in mind, hospitality goes always a bit along with generosity, no? It doesn't mean you need to give everything for free. I will never say that. But, you know, you want some of our time. You want some little touches, sometimes even a little note, a little card, which isn't expensive, but is an act of generosity. I'm giving you something. Some places we do a welcome drink, or maybe why not giving small tasting of the cocktail that we serve. If you think, why I say that hospitality goes along with generosity, because when you go for retail, you know, you go a clothing shop, nobody will give you, you know, like a sleeve for free on top of your shirt, no? You buy a shirt if you want a shirt. Yeah, you can try the shirt, but then, you know, either you buy or not. While when you go into a bar, yeah, you order your drink that you want, but maybe, you know, you add a little tasting on the side, or a little snack, or a glass of water. You know, there is always this extra thing that you want to do. So sometimes this gesture of generosity it's doing something
Yeah,
that
it's
is
not
not
even-
necessary.
Mm.
You know, like people will pay, or they think they pay for what they ask. But we rather, you know, do something they don't ask for. Even like when you who's a vermouth house, why creating new expression when not necessarily are asked by the market?
Mm.
You know, like why develop a product that is successful already? Why create extra expression? Like to make people more curious, to amaze people, to surprise people.
Yeah.
Not just give for granted that something works, you know, we keep it as it is.
And it's true that the most generous hospitality people are always trying new things. They always want to kind of give something extra. They're not just creating something and leaving it at that. You know, it's not, you go to a McDonald's or something like that and there's this rigid menu.
Yeah.
But you go to a top restaurant and they're bringing out something that's not on the menu and they're giving you a little taste of it. That's the real hospitality. Do you have any tips for people how they can keep themselves thinking fresh about bringing new things to people? Like, is there?
I think I very much get excited about the reaction of what I do. So don't think that you create something for yourself that, you know, you need to amaze yourself. Things, this new creation will amaze Dean very much.
Mm.
I think move the focus from yourself to who is gonna actually enjoy what you do. Do something that is not granted, is not obvious, and it comes with the excitement of who is drinking it. I think also what put us apart from the average are details.
Mm.
And details, in my opinion, are very much related to hospitality because, you know, bars are bars. Again, if you go to very high-end top bars and your local place, many products are the same. Glasses are glasses, ice
Yeah.
is ice. But there is ice and there is ice. There are glasses and there are glasses. There are manners that change, you know, and the manners and the time we invest in others, affect a lot the final result of our bar experience. So whatever, let's always, as a bartender, you should always analyze every gesture, every standard of procedure that you apply.
Mm.
And how can I improve the way I greet people? How I can improve the way I place a drink on the table, as well as how I can improve the farewell when they leave.
Yeah, the farewell, the actual saying goodbye to people is a really powerful tool. My first trip to Tokyo, some of the restaurants that you go into, when you walk in the door, the entire team stop and they're like, "Hey," you know, and at first it feels a little cheesy,
Yeah.
but actually,
But you still remember it.
I remember it now. I remember that when we paid our bill, we're leaving, and the whole said, "Domo arigato gozaimasu,"
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, like they're all saying thank you. And, yeah, thank you. You know, I'll never forget that now. I love that about, one restaurant in particular. They had it so perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody stopped at the exact same time. Everybody, and it was a big, busy place, and everybody did exactly the same goodbye at exactly the same time from different areas of a big room. It was impressive.
Wow.
You know, the choreography was really cool. But yeah, that so you teach the rest of your team to make sure that they're saying hello to people when they arrive and saying goodbye to people when they're leaving. They're always doing the.
It's not really teaching, it's more like, I could say mentoring, but I would say also pushing. You know, saying hello and goodbye is a must, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that people think it's a must. Doing your way, it's what sets you apart from the crowd, you know. You want to be well-known bartenders. And when I say well-known, it doesn't link to awards or recognition. In that sense, like, you want to be recognizable for your guest. You need to make sure that in every action that you do, as we said, you put your way, your personal way, your tone of voice, your words, your body language or your gestures, no? That will set you apart.
Yeah.
You know? I think also when you look at your drinks, they should speak for yourself. You can't speak, I mean, you must speak about them, but you know, you speak about yourself. When you are a bartender, you make your own product at some point, or brand, new brand comes out, you need to have something that, you know, stand out in a big bottle shelf, in size, in shape, in font, colors, you know, really represent who you are. The same as a bartender, the one, you need to take care of they need to take care of every aspect.
Get every single detail down. I find there's a couple of styles of hospitality, styles of bartenders that I don't see as much anymore, that I kind of miss. When I first started bartending, there'd be, you know, the grumpy old bartender, like when you walk in, they'd be like, you again. You know, they're joking. You know, you at first you don't think they're joking, but after a while, you realize that they are warm people. They're really hospitable, but there's this prickly personality on the outside. And when you're leaving, I'm thinking of a very particular person that I used to go in and get pints of Guinness in Ireland, and he looked like it was the worst thing ever when you walked in the door. It's like he hated you. And I was like, this guy really doesn't like me. And then when you're leaving, he would say goodbye, but he'd be like, oh, you're going, finally, get out of here, you know, like, get out, you know, don't come back kind of thing. And after a while, I realized, like, you know, I know he's joking a little bit, but I realized, like, he's got that routine down so well. His timing is so perfect. And it's a show, you know, and I don't see that as often anymore. It's kind of the hellos and goodbyes, yes, but that personality coming out, that's very unique. That's memorable. It makes me remember them. Do you think that the Cinzano brothers were big characters?
For sure they were big characters. You know, like, we still talk about them, so you know, it's how you leave your mark. You know, little product placement. At the Corner Bar, we just launched our book. You know.
Yeah. So you know, it arrives tomorrow. So your book is released on Amazon tomorrow.
Yeah. It's my birthday tomorrow as well.
It's your birthday tomorrow?
What a celebration, huh?
See, if it arrived today, I would have got mine signed. But I'll just have to come into the corner.
On the next episode of Vermouth Society.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. I was saying, I mentioned the book mainly because, you know, like, aim for something that will leave your mark. You know, I mean, we never expect to be part of the creation of a book, but aim to it.
Oh, yeah, you're an author now.
Yeah, co-author.
Co-author, that's amazing. Right, so now that we've established that you're a co-author and an expert in all things, or at least your things, if there's anyone watching that has any questions for Giorgio, don't forget to throw them down in the comments, and we'll pass them on to him. We've got people here that can pass on the questions. I'm trying not to look at my phone. Yeah. Because it gets distracting. So where were we? We got distracted.
Details,
hospitality, saying goodbye. That's a big one.
Saying goodbye, but also appreciate. I mean, you don't need to love the word. Appreciation, it's a simple gesture. It's a simple added value that you can add to your performance, let's say, not while you're working. You know, you have somebody in front of you. You don't need to like, again, everybody, but while they're here, while they are enjoying what you do, while just, you know, make a compliment. Not everybody in front of you will be beautiful, but probably they will have a beautiful jacket or a beautiful bag. Or maybe they're talking about beautiful places in the world, and jump in if you can, and appreciate and ask questions and listen. Because it's
Yeah.
a big thing, I think, now to listen what people say. When they ask for their drink, simply, also where they ask a suggestion to where to go afterwards or tomorrow or what about your city. Whenever they ask something or whenever they answer your question, make sure you get it full.
Mm.
Now, what's your favorite? What's your style of cocktail, Dean Callan?
Oh, I really like a Manhattan.
Okay,
Yeah.
but if I want to propose it something else, is there something that you don't like?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pastis and ouzo.
Okay, so can I make a sambuca cocktail? Probably.
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
we get trapped into. I said no anise. He said no sambuca, but if I listen well, he told me no anise.
Yeah, it's a flavor.
You know?
It's a flavor profile.
For instance, no. Either I take the bet and I go in and I say, I know you don't like this flavor, but I wanna make you change your mind, or simply say, I made sure I didn't use any anisey flavor in order to meet your expectation,
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes we don't listen we just listen the words, we don't listen the meaning, I think. And I think we need to be more focused on that.
Yeah, that focus is a key word there, because I think if you're paying that much attention to guests and you're doing it as a almost as a rule, like this is how we are going to be successful, you must have the fundamental basics down really well. Because I think sometimes in the past maybe 5 or 6 years, I've noticed that part of the reason I'm not able to have as good a conversation with bartenders when I'm sitting at the bar, part of the reason I don't feel the hospitality as much as I used to, is because either people are understaffed in places,
Yeah.
or they're brand new, they don't have the experience, and they're actually they're already struggling to keep on top of the basics, and then it makes it difficult for them to be able to pay the attention that is needed to have a real conversation, or to take the extra time. So you guys having your basics down so well.
But I think something that works very much with us is the fact that we have a bit of longevity in our team.
Keeping the same team for a long time.
I've been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
I was 16. We have people 5, 4.
I go 16 years.
He started when he was 14.
Yeah.
So now he's 30. But that lead to the fact that for me experience is crucial. Experience is crucial, as well as knowing what you do, your product. When product is not necessarily the vermouth you use or the kind of glassware, but it's like the overall experience that you provide. You know the neighbor, you know what's going on, in certain period of the year. Because, when you approach your guest, you can't talk about cocktails for the whole time. Entertain them with something. When I was saying they don't expect, tell them, okay, once you leave, there is a restaurant behind the corner, the bar manager or the restaurant manager, a very good friend of mine, go and meet him and them and tell her that I sent you.
Yeah.
For me, that's one of the most powerful things that we can do. And I'm lucky to have a network which is fairly big of friends around the world. So I can do this on a global scale. Working in a hotel give me more tools because I have people that generally travel the world. So Dean Callan comes to the bar, Mr. Callan, I'm aware that, or you told me that next week or next month you go to Tokyo or you go to New York, go and see this person in this bar. Go and see. Or maybe I arrange you a reservation and on the side I speak to my friend and say, this Mr. Callan is coming, he likes Manhattan, make sure you offer him a Manhattan. So these are invaluable moments that we can all create. Global, it takes probably a bit of time and experience and some luck, my opinion.
Yeah.
But why not starting local, I'll book the restaurant across the road for you for tomorrow, leave it with me. And then when they arrive, you share already those details that you recorded, like talking about their preferences, and they are used straight away, and that is magic. It feels like magic. You tell, you record their favorite vermouth style, and once they sit down, they get a shot that, I mean, if it's somebody that for you is very relevant, maybe offer it.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
it's a little, so look at it a bit selfish as well, no? I want to grow, I want to have opportunities in my life. I'm meeting somebody that in my eyes is a cool person I want to hang out with, or potentially I want to work with.
Mm.
And not always the CV is what speaks for you. The way you act, what you do, what you can do. So imagine you, I just understood that you are a big CEO, owner of a company or whatever. I arrange the reservation and I offer you a glass. You don't need my glass. You don't need 10 pounds or 15 pounds. But that gesture can lead to, who knows?
Yeah, it makes people remember you.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a powerful thing. Very cool. Details, huh? It's all those little tiny details.
Yeah, like we always focus on how big we can go. Yeah, we need to go big, but we start a little step at a time.
Yeah, you can't get big without lots of little. All right.
And so talking about small little things,
we're both getting distracted at the same time.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
there is a party going on. No, I'll take 4 letters to talk about some details, or not details, or ways that I particularly like and I think I embrace. There is a good friend of mine, a vermouth lover as well, that a few years back simplified what's inside vermouth in 4 letters, an acronym basically. And this acronym,
is it LOVE?
no, yeah, I love you too. Yeah. I thought, I thought Foxtrot uniform Charlie Kilo. That's bad.
Foxtrot uniform Charlie Kilo.
That was a song.
I can't believe that took me so long. I just wasn't expecting that. Okay.
That's a song I was listening to when I was a teenager. And so this is okay.
Oh. Okay, we have a question come in.
Okay.
And it's being presented on a huge billboard so that we don't look at our phones. It's like this.
So we're doing now the question? Before we move on to the letters.
So before we do the 4 letters, let's get the questions done. What is your favorite hospitality experience that you've ever received?
Wow.
From Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Is this a tough one?
Recently, I have something I say, wow, I was mind blown. I mean, generally, yes, I have this one. So there is a big CEO of a company that comes to our bar for now 15 years. Like, he has picture of the bar with scaffolding in his phone.
Wow.
It's a man that, has a huge rice business. He claimed that every grain of rice that we eat in the UK is his rice. I don't know, And he's based in California. So, big business. So it's not a man that needs, anything like physical, material, whatever he needs, he can buy.
Monetarily, he can get what he wants. Yeah.
And he has a very active life. He travels the world, he sees many places, he goes from 5-star hotel to 5-star hotel. But once he called me and he asked me, Giorgio, what's the name of the new bartender? And the time was probably Andrea. I say, he's Andrea. Okay, Andrea's surname, whatever, Rossi. Oh, fantastic. And while he was typing the name on his phone, I overlooked on the phone, and I saw that on that document he had the name and description of all of us. It took me, probably a few minutes to an hour to realize why, but that was the effort that he wanted, and he wants to these days to remember the name of everybody.
Wow. So even he's a guest in your bar, and he's going to the extra effort of every time a new person comes in, so he doesn't forget their name. He's giving the description so he'll remember who it was and putting it back in his notes.
Yeah, like brown hair, blue eyes, whatever.
Did you start doing that yourself?
I think social media, they help me a lot. Like whoever I meet, I try to find their social media profile, also because then I have something to talk about as soon as I see these people, because you follow, you see, and I think that's how I managed to do that.
Yeah, social media definitely helps me. I realized after Facebook came out, I realized that I was forgetting people's names a lot more, but when I seen their picture and then the written text of their name, I could remember it way better than when I'd just been told the name. And I don't know whether I've got a problem, like I learn better from texts and I need all three, but I learned it much better that way. We got a question for me to share my favorite hospitality experience.
Fantastic.
Which is obviously very difficult. I seen you struggle. I was like, lucky I'm not being asked that question. I think for my favorite hospitality experience, there's so many. Having traveled around the world, I've been to almost 80 countries. But the one that I think had the biggest impact on me personally, I went to Melbourne when I was living in Australia to see Sacha Protaski. He'd come to the Melbourne Bar Show in, I think, 2006. And he's still at Milk and Honey. It's early days, this, I think, pre-Facebook, before social media made everybody connected and you could see everything. And I flew 2.5 hours or whatever because I had to see what's this guy like. And for anyone that knows me, if you're watching this, like, if you think I'm arrogant now, you should have met 2005 me, okay? Like, I was not afraid of anything. I had, in my mind, I'm going to take over the world. And I went down there and I had a couple of other friends who'd come from Brisbane and around, and they're young. And I went up to Sacha and ordered a drink off him and got a drink off him and like had a bit of a chat and then drank my drink, and I'm sitting down and there were a couple of young bartenders that were too scared. They were too intimidated by his presence to speak to him. And I'm like, guys, just go over and, you know what I did? I was like, I'm going to just go over and speak to him. I went over said to him, hey, there's a couple of guys over there that they're too shy to talk to you, but they really wanted to order a drink from you. Is it possible, can I order a couple of drinks off them and like maybe you drop it down to them? What is the chances, right? The guy's behind the bar doing a guest shift and everybody wants a drink from him. He said, you go sit down, it's okay. So I sat down and like he's serving other people and enough time went by that I thought, it's probably not going to happen. But what he was doing, he was making sure everyone in the room was taken care of. And he brought the drinks over with a drink for himself and sat down with them and had a drink with them. And they were so happy. It was just like the simplest little gesture of like he'd cleared time for himself so that he could spend with them. And for me, it was magic. Those guys had a smile on their face for the rest of the day.
But the end is all time. It's trial and error as well, because you go and you investigate on other people's life. You give some people, you share stories with them. You give drinks. They might like, they might don't.
Yeah, yeah. You have to. You can't be afraid of failure,
No,
right?
no, you go, do you like my vermouth and tonic? No, I don't like it. Okay, I'll make sure next time I won't give you the same. Okay, difficult guest.
We're trying so we the idea of not having our phones here so that we don't get distracted. We got a giant billboard. Okay, so we got another question in, as you might have recognized.
Question time, question time.
How do you deal with a difficult guest and still remain hospitable? So, are you gonna give us this one?
Yeah,
Ah.
you wanna give it first?
I mean, I think that in my heart, the core of hospitality is being able to see things from somebody else's point of view, even if you know it to be wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So you know if someone's, you know, they're wrong. They shouldn't be doing this, right? They're acting out of place, or they're saying something. If you have the empathy and the capacity to put yourself in their shoes and not act like you would act if you were in their position, but try to understand them enough to see why they're acting out, that's
Yeah.
hospitality.
Yeah,
you
very
know?
much, very much.
Like,
In terms of, there should be, if it's not, I'll find out, there should be Giorgio, one of my colleagues listening, and he knows that one of the hardest thing I hit on when mentor and training the team is like when somebody is challenging and difficult with you, there's nothing personal, or at least even if they mean to be personal, from your side, did you ever have dinner with them? You know, do you hang out with them? Do you know them? Are your relatives? You know, no. Most of the people that you serve, and when I say most, even for me, that I know a lot of people, 80 to 90% of the people that work into the bar are people that I never met before. And they get upset because they are unsatisfied about something. I don't want to say the cliche about their life, about what's going on. No, it's like in that specific moment, they don't like their drinks, they don't want to wait, they're upset because of their business, because, you know, they're too hot, because they're late. You know, there must be a million reasons why they're upset. So for me, it's very important to always detach from why they are, let's say, care about why they are upset, while not being emotionally involved in why they're. In a way, it's like when you are a doctor and you see people sick and you're sad for them, you're not going to last long in that profession, because you will see sick people every day.
yeah.
If you see people, they come to bar to have a good time, no? And it's very easy to not meet the expectation of somebody that is looking for a good time, because my good time is different from your good time.
Yeah, yeah.
From Laura and Stu good time. You know, we see things differently. So they will come, they will expect this to happen, it won't happen. Potentially something better could happen, but potentially not. And so whenever somebody is difficult, let's say, okay, let's very clinically assess the situation. Why is upset? Why she's upset? And once we understand why, let's first fix it with what we have, with the tools that we have. You know, you're waiting for a drink, I'll make sure the drink arrives fast.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay for a drink. Why you don't want to pay? Because I believe it's too expensive, or I weigh too much, or da 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 da. Okay, what I can do. You don't like the table, I try to move another table. Not always will be possible, but whenever we can't fix the situation with what it's asked, let's do something else.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wait for my drink and you know the drink won't come, let's get a little tasting of vermouth. You talk about the vermouth, you spend time with them and say, this is my favorite product, I want you to try it, while you wait for your drink to come, for instance. And that's how I think I deal. Generally, as you know, everybody said, straight up with style. And don't forget the
Smiling.
smile. It will always help, you know, like if somebody's grumpy and you go grumpy, the fight starts.
Yeah.
Easy, 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 you know? While you go there with a genuine smile and you say, I'm very sorry for you, be like connected with how they feel.
Yeah,
Did
very
I
nice.
answer the question?
It's
Grazie.
problem solving, really. Like, if someone's unhappy, they've got a problem, but the problem could have come from anywhere. Finding that problem and solving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
not
one.
just say, he's upset with me. No, nobody. Yeah, he's upset with
Oh,
you
yeah,
because
it's
he's
not
not happy
personal.
about what he asked for.
I can't remember who it is, but there's an actor who responded to somebody saying, you know, like somebody not liking them. They were asked like, oh, how do you deal with people that don't like you? And
The husband of Penelope Cruz.
no, it was like
Una
the
falta di
actor
gusto.
responded with, if someone says they don't like me, I'll ask them to send me a text message explaining, you know, why. You know, like send me a message about it.
Yeah.
You know, and if they don't have my number, they don't know me well enough to be upset with me, right? And that was really powerful for me because I was like, oh,
But that's what it is.
yeah,
You know,
like
do we share anything more than this work interaction? Like, I want to be hospitable. I'll be as much as hospitable as I can. But if you want something that is not there between me and you,
yeah,
I
yeah,
step out. You know.
yeah. You got to get back to work.
Yeah.
And keep everybody, and you can't let the one thing I would say if you've got a difficult guest is it's easier to deal with a difficult guest in isolation. If a difficult guest is ruining the experience for all the other guests in the room, that's the hard ones. Like when they're making it difficult for everybody else, becomes a bigger problem. You've almost got to find a way to separate them. Yeah.
Bam.
Okay. So this question comes with like answer it really quickly, and I'm only joking. Where are the best places we've visited in terms of hospitality? Like, ooh, do you want to go first? What is your best place for hospitality? And you can't say the Connaught.
No. I'll say countries. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
countries.
place.
Yeah.
I think probably the best, because I would say so many, I want to say Southern Europe and Southern America. Greece,
Southern
Greece,
Europe and South
Turkey,
America.
Mexico, Argentina.
Okay, yeah, the
Colombia.
hospitality in Mexico is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Colombia yet. I like a little bit more like crazy. I like Irish hospitality.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're very nice people, always.
But it comes with like there's an energy it's not like a straight up here's, you know, like I love Japanese hospitality. I love the attention to detail. They've thought of every different element, but that like they're not going to party with you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're not going to be like, you know what, like I'm in this with you. Whereas there's sometimes I've been out in Ireland where, you know, especially in the countryside where there's a powerful enery in the hospitality.
Me and the billboard manager, we can say that when we've been to Turkey, you know, probably they were putting us in bed, like literally moving the duvet and the pillow, and first thing in the morning they will be there like, okay, are we ready for breakfast? Yeah.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, that's true hospitality. Like,
and not like you said, Japanese like taught throughout, minute after minute. That is like, you know, giving all of themselves, like, you know, whatever I can do, and they're just saying, they mean it, they do it, you know. Anyway, before we wrap up, we don't have much time left. I really want to share this acronym that I like very much.
oh yeah, we didn't get the word.
Yeah.
It wasn't LOVE.
So, no, not even Foxtrot. And so the word is wash.
Wash.
And summarize very, very easily what vermouth contains. maybe, you know, Leo will argue with that, but, you know, I think it's good for, especially as somebody that is approaching vermouth. So wash is WASH, wine, sugar, no, wine, alcohol, sugar, and herbs. That's,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
what vermouth is, you know, mainly sugar, mainly wine, fortified with sugar and herbs. I twist it into welcome, attention, smile, hospitality.
So it was wine, alcohol, sugar, herbs, and you twisted it so that not only are you giving people the wine, alcohol, sugar, and herbs, you're also giving them
Di Torino. The
well,
wash di
Di
Torino.
Torino. Wine, alcohol, sugar, herbs, Di Torino. But you're giving them a welcome.
Yeah,
You're paying attention to them.
correct.
You're smiling,
Always
and then
to deliver a great hospitality.
hospitality. Yeah, that's amazing.
And if I can break down, you know, welcome, we spoke about it, but again, the welcome is an opportunity, no?
Yeah,
And we need to be excited about welcoming people, because every person that comes through our door is a business opportunity, in the sense that, you know, they come to drink, so they come to give you money, but it could lead to other opportunities. So be curious about who you welcome into your place.
yeah,
You know, talk to them about what they like, make them feel special, make them feel unique, and eventually they will remember you, as we said already,
Yeah.
and that will lead to something else.
and you could create connections for them as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, very
it's
much.
introducing people when you know this person's into this thing and that person's into that thing, and they actually, you start to realize that they could work together.
Yeah,
you know?
but the connection are what they make you bigger and better.
Yeah,
You know, you want to be a good bartender, yeah, you will be the best of the best, but if nobody knows about how you are the best of the best, eventually you will be the best of the best for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not enough.
you could be
I'm
the
afraid.
best bartender in the world, but if you're only making drinks for your mum at home,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to know. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And moving on to the attention, you know, like once you meet these people, pick up everything, because that's why you need to personalize their experience. That's why you need to announce their time while they are drinking or dining at your place.
Yeah, that's where the listening came in that you
Yeah,
mentioned before,
you know,
like paying
like-
full attention to them.
You confidently know all your menu. How many drinks do you have? 6, 8, 15, 20, 30, 45. You gave me 3 hints about what you like. I think that, you know, if I bring you a yellow drink, I can make a joke about the fact the same color of your t-shirt, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I analyze everything that I heard and see, and perhaps touch, you know, you have a leather bag, I bring you a leather glass, I don't know, just,
Yeah,
you know, leather mug, whatever, just saying. And that will catch the attention, and the more you do, the more you're trained to do. The more you are open and focus on these details, the more you will do it naturally.
yeah.
And the more will open doors for you with these people.
So doing it starts to become a habit.
Yeah.
You
Like,
starts to become second
simple
nature.
example I always use. Whenever somebody from other bars come into my place, to the Conor bar, some of them I know them very well, some of them I never met, but I read about their bars. When I know, maybe they text me, they want to come, or through friends, they arrive, I look at their menu, or I look at their Instagram, and I find out what is the best seller. And as soon as they sit down, they say, so this bar, or maybe I look at the style of the bar. Okay, Remy Savage, okay. Welcome to the Connaught with Shave for a name. This pastel is our best seller. And everybody start laughing, because like they quickly realize I'm talking about them.
Yeah, yeah.
And they feel like, oh, you know, he knows what we do.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's-
saying, like, look how fancy is our trolley. No, say our bestseller is actually
He's-
your bestseller.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's a very easy joke that break the ice and start the conversation. You know?
Yeah, very cool.
Then,
Well, did you get all the way to the end?
No.
The hospitality? No. Okay, sorry.
I get it. I have 2 minutes. Smile, it's easy, you know. We make people smile. I
Yeah,
smile,
yeah.
they smile, everybody's happy. And that is the garnish that we always need on our drinks. Easy as that. I don't want to
Yep.
talk more about it. And then probably, you know, it's just a repetition, but service is not hospitality. You know, carrying a glass from here to here is not hospitality. The way you carry the glass is hospitality.
Mm.
The words that you attach to your eyes directly from Iceland. No, it's not. But you know, like, on my favorite joke lately, I approach table when I do martini and say, our lemon are coming all the way from Finland. Have you ever tried lemon from Finland? Me neither. That's why we use Amalfi lemon. You know, people look at me like a weirdo, but you know, they eventually laugh. Remember what they like. Do things before they ask. Spend time with your guest. You know, talk about you. Talk about your holiday destinations and ask about their holiday destinations. Are they favorite movie?
Mm.
You know, not many people know that Dean Callan has a Batmobile.
Yeah. I love my Batmobile.
And so that's hospitality, you know, project yourself into others.
Very cool.
With a glass of vermouth on your hands.
And don't forget to smile.
Never.
Okay, well, look, we ran out of time about 15 minutes ago.
Really?
But it's been lots of fun. It happened really quick. And I just want to say thank you again for coming.
Grazie, Dean.
I want to say thank you to the guys from 1757 Vermouth di Torino and the Campari Academy for making it all happen. All right. So this is going to become one of Giorgio's 20 minutes shirts because he says he wears a shirt for about 20 minutes between the time that he's showered and on his way to work and the time he's working. You know, is that right?
Very much.
20 minutes.
And
shirt.
then I get the suit on.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Right. It'll be pajamas. It can be pajamas. You know. Right. So to wrap it up, I want to say thank you for coming in. Thank you for the guys from 1757 Vermouth di Torino and the Campari Academy for making it happen. And I just want to say on the 28th and the 29th of May, which seems like a long time away, but it's
tomorrow.
It's back really fast. It's going to be slightly warmer, which will be great. We'll be getting into a little bit more action-packed versions of these. So our first podcast on Vermouth di Torino, we talked about the history. You know, where did it come from? This one we talked about what is hospitality, like what does it mean to you, and what are the connections between hospitality and the brothers that started Vermouth 1757. Next time we're going to be actually mixing drinks.
Ooh, exciting.
We're going to make use of the bar area, which if we cut to it right now, you'll see it's completely empty, nothing happening. But next time we're going to be mixing drinks, right? So if you do get the opportunity, tune in to the next episode, because the next episode we're going to be making 1757 Vermouth di Torino cocktails with the world-class Giorgio Bargiani.
And the amazing Dean Callan.
No, also on the 28th we'll be on it, doing it with Leonardo Lauci as well. So be very good. Cool. And thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the questions. See you next time.
Grazie, ciao.